On Cliff? I don't think so. We might see the 705A though. Remember, Burbology is known for bringing that.
Yeah, so yeah, 705A here. It's back, right? Maybe it never left. It was never gone. So we got a VZ.
Oh,
we got double.
look at me! I can see the future. 705A.
Yup. It was the best tank that worked and didn't work.
Yeah, that's true because you know, the Badger's a tank that didn't work and never worked and never probably
Correct.
would work.
Yeah, the Badger like never worked in any situation where like, well, only if this. No, it never was close. It never did it. Oh god, don't remind me of the Badger. Oh, proc Badger meta. So some CS wars, double CS both sides. And just a token Krongvagen from Jack is AFK. Pretty sure we're going to see Kenway in one of the Krons Burbology, and we do. And it's actually Nova in the other one. So Muscles is in that bad. October and Major, the CS is. Ox is in a Kron. And then we got Captain Jack and Floppy in their CSs. It's like a split. The Kronwagens are actually going down low for Burbology. Interesting. They may catch
Look
someone
at there.
out
Wait,
here.
what's Kenway's equipment? Why has he got 220 on the Kron? That's a weird HP number.
That is odd. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. 20 extra HP. There's some damage. Captain Jack and Major Payne going at it. Major Payne should go down here in a moment. Very is in.
Actually, Captain Jack will go down first.
Down he goes. Major Payne's actually at the rock now. And it's an awkward spot. Then Nova and Kenway, I think, are clipping, but they will be coming back in. Muscles just arrived.
Just shotgunning Verve.
And Coma didn't go up. They split up. They didn't continue forward. And now the VZ's reloading on the 2 line. He should be loaded now, but it's not enough to actually clip something out.
What is going on?
Coma's just looking for a shot onto the CS, but it's not going to happen. Nova getting shots into Coma. He's going to need someone to finish, though.
Oh, how did Nova pin that last one? It looked like he was just aiming right for the tracks. Major Payne picking up 3 kills already. He's literally killed half of the enemy team.
Him not dying was so huge there, and with Muscles there, that's the only thing that really protected him from going down. Ox trying to pick up the CS, he will.
Ox wrapping around, trying to get safe here. Gonna take out his last shot on Muscles, and he hits it! He just snapped Muscles!
Yeah, he probably said easy afterwards. Yeah, it's gonna be a little too little to... I think I really liked what I saw from Burbology. They brought double Kronwagen, which to a lot of teams is going to scream middle, but the thing with the Kronwagen is it's a 3-round clip, and it's a relatively fast reload, 20 seconds. They're loaded in time, and they're fast enough to get to the 2 line to get some punish out and get reloaded, almost like a TVP kind of. Well, kind of like a bad TVP, and it's just different look with the lineup that they just
that'll go down
teams aren't going to expect because they thought they were uncontested on the 2 line, and they just lost because of it. Very nice play. That's something I would have expected more postseason.
So did you think that was like more of like a psychological thing?
Yes, 100%.
Like they're like, okay, they picked 2 Krons. They're obviously gonna go for mid
and a 705A.
A heavy mid play.
705A will be 2 line. We can just send a couple tanks up the 2 line. They won't be in trouble, and they were in trouble because the Krons are fast. They go downhill so quickly. They're going to get there in time for that punish. Maybe not on the CS all the time, as far as I know, but they got the punish out that game. That's for sure. And you can't really focus one down before it reloads because they're not driving in, right? They're just getting their little shots out. And then, yeah, that was actually really, really well done by Burbology. I love seeing stuff like that because that's a lineup that can go either way. And now, what if they do a traditional mid play next time they bring this lineup? Their opponents have to go, well, we have to be careful about going to the donut, right? Because they may be there. It starts becoming a dice roll. Really well done. And the 705A obviously smiling. I mean, it was requirement in that strat, right?
Like,
do you concur?
Yeah, he did 2 shots of damage, is what it looks like. And I mean, if they didn't
And a
have
kill.
him, right? He did more than the 277, so they're gonna use that as validation. So callers love to do that, right? Octo's gonna be like, our 705A got more than their 277, so it's a better tank. Like, you know, they always do that.
And Cliff is, I guess what I was alluding to is Cliff is one of those maps where it does not matter how good you are at it or how good your strat is. You can never run the exact same initials every single time with the same numbers. It's always a thing of like, we're going to send no tanks to the 2 line this time in this mini, or we're going to send 2 tanks to the 2 line, or we're going to send 4 tanks to the 2 line. We're going to send 1. Like, it's always a thing where you can't, the second that you are predictable on either side of Cliff, you can get hard meted and countered easily by these teams. So just being able to be unpredictable gives you a lot of advantages, and teams have had trouble doing that this season, but Cliff hasn't been played enough. But like on the other maps,
I think they're just it's really interesting here. So is Ox on the TVP?
Oh, he has to be, right?
Mm-hmm. And then so if you have Ox on the TVP, we're gonna have Muscles in a bad chat. They bring 2 CSs and 2 bad chats and 2 VZs.
Oh no, it'll be Brett probably in the TVP and Ox in the Cron maybe. Because Ox was in the Cron last round too. We'll see here in a sec. No,
Ox
Brett's in the Cron. Ox is TVP.
I can see the future. Nova, Muscles,
from Burba.
Octo, Major Pain, Kenway, and OP. That's stacked.
So match point for Burbology. They win this round.
277.
They'll actually get first place if they win.
So
this
the thing.
round,
So what do you just going off of like judging off of these lineups? I think it's going to be a really hard like 5-line play, right? By both teams, like middle.
Yeah, I think both teams can play either way. The CSs though probably are going mid, right? But the TVP, I think we saw Ox last time playing the TVP from North. He went middle and got a lot of damage out on tanks crossing, and that's what he's doing this time. The flexibility of the lineup though, he could have been D1, looking for shots there too, but. And actually, no damage being exchanged there, just some missed shots. Now Ox is in the middle. And Donut is under control of Burbology. Both their
Ox looking to get his clip off.
Major going
2
up.
in out of foe. 4. Foe.
Yeah, well, he took 1 snap
Will I
on
live
the cross.
another 24?
Oh, hi.
Did he take ramming damage for that?
Yeah,
oh yeah, it did.
Your insurance will call my insurance. Yeah, we'll get in touch. Ox probably a little.
Are you in good hands?
But Major does get up. He takes that little damage, but he's up. Floppy now taking a shot damage. Takes 2 shots damage. Another one, this time from Major. Floppy's going to have to fall off soon.
Major showing Floppy who the real CS player is.
Burbology are on attack. They're eventually going to have to make a play somewhere, but they have a bat on top. They have a CS on top. They just have to figure out how they want to do it because they have 4 tanks.
I mean, they technically have the map control right now.
Yep.
And what's really interesting is the way they've played it. There's literally no benefit from like Ox going to, for example, like H9, right, to clip somebody out on the 6th line because they don't have anybody on the 6th line.
Nova's starting to head north. He and the CS probably together are just going to go up that 1 line.
And they're going to pick...
What can Jack as AFK do?
Right.
Yeah, Floppy will get picked. And what can Jack as AFK really do about it? They have to push somewhere.
They would have to push the VZs, right? And they would also have to push up at the same time.
Yeah. Like, and they're in a really bad spot because Floppy had to run away to at least make them come in all the way.
Ox is actually flexing to try to look for... if he can clip out Octo, that'd be really good in their favor.
He's just going to have trouble with the Lighthouse control to be able to do it effectively. And actually, Octo disengaging because here comes the play. It's going to be an E-line push. Does the Lighthouse have shots or not? Octo will be back in time.
Ooh,
Ox
actually clipping out the muscles while he was trying to go for shots on his boys. Really nice angle there. Looks like Koma's going to take all the shots, but the VZs are going to be clipped. And Octo is looking to play bait for the VZs so they can get clipped.
Ooh, Nova taking a lot of damage.
Sorry.
A lot,
I thought it was Octo, but it's Nova.
Quite a bit too.
But the problem is now they're letting the VZs gonna get loaded, so that's another 2k damage gone. So they're probably gonna try to pick something here. Oh, not if OP, not if he's shooting like that. There we go. Get a shot at Coma.
Removing a gun is so important here, but they don't get because they're not the team making the pressure. They don't get all of the choices in what they fire at. They just have to make sure their shots count and ideally kill something. Just lower the DPM. But now that they're both reloading, they're going to get pushed. Nova can't really do much about it. The CS on the low ground is going to get some shots in. Brett's getting triangulated from the hill. Major, but Brett picks up muscles on the hill. Major's going to pick him up in return, but the brawl with the VZs.
Wow, look at that. Coma actually taking out. Yeah, did you see Coma literally take out Major Payne right at the end there, right after he took out Brett? That was just like, boom, boom, dead, 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 right after another.
A heads-up play to look mid for the shot.
Right. Oh,
Burbology
man.
had all the control, but they just couldn't make their shots count effectively, and Jax AFK played themselves out of an awful situation to bring this to a tiebreaker.
And the tiebreaker is...
Goes down!
Oh! Looking at the post-game stats, you have Captain Jack doing 3K, Brett doing 26 hundo, Ox doing 24, and Coma doing 19, you know, and then the other two guys doing sub 2K, so I will not read it. Then you had Major Payne doing 2600, and then everybody else, like OP did 2500. It was really kind of interesting. That was a really interesting match because they had all the map control. And then that push, I think they thought that I think Muscles thought he could poke that safely. And
yeah,
it seemed like Major Payne was getting out more of the damage because he was on the other side of the hill. So he was poking his side of the hill to safely get shots into the heavies while they crossed, while Muscles tried to poke the outside. You know, because the Batchat has that kind of rear, more central turret, right? Mm-hmm. Where the CS has that more frontal turret. And so what's really interesting is, I don't know if Muscles did that. Like, I don't know why he did that, because I feel like he'd be smart enough to just go the other way. But I guess it was just like a timing thing. He just wanted to get his shots off as fast as possible. Another thing you have to remember, too, is, like, now that I think about it, the TVP can be very powerful in certain scenarios. Because it's just, like, that clip potential, and also the fact that it had, you know, intuition is only, like, 5 seconds. So you could have APCR loaded for the Batchat in the CS, and then load heat for, like, you know, the 277s or something if you encounter them. And so now the score is 3-3.
It's versatile. It doesn't like kill anything outright, but it can get those little damages without like feeling like when you force clip then afterwards, or like you said, if you intuition to swap shells, it's not a complete, oh no, I'm a Batchat and takes forever to reload. But yeah,